Welcome to Route 65 Sales and Classics, and this is our 1934 Ford Phaeton street rod. This is a fiberglass recreation that was built in the late 80s, early 90s, and has won many awards since. And it's a fun car to enjoy on the road or even at car shows. This Ford also has many documents on the build for reference, so that's a good thing. Well, let's take a closer look at it. Now this 34 Ford street rod is finished in seascape blue, and we do have the paint codes if you do purchase this one. It also has hand-painted pinstriping that looks very well done. And that's throughout the whole car, even under the hood, and you'll appreciate that. Now you're gonna find a couple of flaws here and there. It is not a trailer queen, but it was meant to be driven, and I think you'll have more fun with it on the road instead of just staring at it. Let's take a look here. Now it's got a removable top, and I would recommend having 3 people to remove it, 2 on each side and 1 in the back. But just take a look at this car. Just a good looking car. Let's take a look at the back here. We have this pinch striping right down here. We also have tail lights. There is a tow hitch on it, and we'll get into powertrain shortly. Now this one's got the suicide doors, so they open from the front. One of the things I did want to show you is you can either open it from the inside or magnetically, just right about, I believe, there we go. And it just pops the door right open. Now you can do that on the both sides, left and right. Just make sure that the car has power. Otherwise, if you do shut off the master switch, which this one does have, you'll want to leave the front windows open, and these front windows are power on both sides. There's a switch right underneath there that you can see. And again, we'll get into that interior shortly. Just a good looking car. Has its own license plate on the front. Willwood brakes on it. But other than that, your chrome and your stainless are in good shape on this one. Now we do have pictures of the paint imperfections. We try to be transparent with everything, but overall it just doesn't take away from the look on this car. Now this one is sitting on Budnick alloy wheels, and they are staggered, so you got 14 in the front and 15s in the rear. Nice custom chassis setup on this one as well. You'll definitely appreciate it. There is a pop-up sunroof when you do have the top on, and it's really easy to use. I just like the lines on this car. Now your trunk lid is opened by a switch that's inside, and so it does not open all the way up. You do have to prop it up, but I'll give you a demonstration and show you what's inside the trunk. All right, so I got the trunk lid up, and the previous owner had it propped up, so you might want to do some adjusting with the mechanism here just to get it to open up a little bit more. But we got our battery right here. We have a Yamaha stereo amplifier. The thing I really like the most on this street rod is the safety. So we got the fire suppression system right there in case there was an engine fire. You not only keep the occupants inside safe, but you have a greater chance of protecting your investment. Fuel door is right here, and then we have some pinstriping right here as well that you can only see when you open the trunk lid. So now that we demonstrated the trunk area, if you want to see additional pictures of it or anything else on the car, please feel free to go on our website at www.route65salesandclassics.com. Remember, this 1934 Ford Phaeton Street Rod qualifies for collector car financing, and it will also qualify for a collector car warranty. Let's keep moving on. Got a power antenna right there. Now remember when I said we got a magnet here to open the door? So what I usually do is I measure from this corner right here and I go down, run it across the car, and voila, there we go. Now let's take a look at this interior. Now the interior, some like it, some think it may be a little dated, but it does look pretty cool. It does match the car really well. It's a tweed material. But we got the 2 bucket seats by T's Designs. We also have Dakota digital dash display right here that tells you a lot so you can monitor engine performance. We got tilt steering. And I may repeat myself, but it is a little bit dark here. One thing I did want to go over, when you do start this car, you're going to hear a noise, and we won't start it right now. We will just turn it on. You hear these sounds? Yeah, it may remind you you're walking into a J.C. Penney's at the shopping mall, but that sound lets you know that these door locks are open. So when you do get into the car, just turn this forward and it just shuts off that sound. It's just an added safety feature. But how about we add a little light to the subject here? Okay, that looks a lot better, more light. But let's take a look at this top first. So here's the top right here that we have. Now I do recommend, if you do take off the top, at least have 3 people with you, 2 on each side and 1 in the back, just to make sure you don't injure yourselves or damage the car. Let's get to this interior. This back. And there we go. Take a look at these bucket seats here. We got seat belts for the front. We got seat belts for the back as well. There's a little brake light indicator. Take a look. And nice custom steering wheel. We got tilt steering wheel. We got a Sony CD player. We have safety here, such as fire suppression. So not only do we have a fire extinguisher, but the fire suppression system that you've seen in the trunk earlier, there's the control for it right there, and there is a cotter pen to hold things unless you need to use it. Take a look here. We have our switches right there to fold down the front seats. There's the switch to open and close the trunk. Master switch right there. Switches for the fan and other lights. We also have our ignition here, but just nice layout. And then we do have heat and AC, and those controls are right there. We'll go into what's underneath the hood shortly. But like I always said, I can keep talking about this. But let's go fire this up. Take a look at those gauges right there. Now let's see what's under the hood. So underneath the hood of this 34 Ford Phaeton, we have a Chevy 350 cubic inch V8. So it's got the small block Chevy in here. And a lot of goodies, as you can see. Some things will probably need to be polished up, but all that takes is Saturday afternoon, you can have this looking like new money. You see the AC compressor over there. You can hear it runs just nicely. It just has a nice layout here. Now this engine is paired to a 700 R4 automatic transmission with the overdrive. We've got some pinstriping right here. Let's just get around to the back and listen to that exhaust. Ooh, it's low, deep sounding. That's the kind of exhaust we want to get on the hot rod. We even have a trailer hitch back here. But it sounds real good. Let's go take this one for a test drive. All right, we're going to take the 1934 Ford Phaeton street rod out for a drive. We're going to go a different route because of the time of the day and the position of the sun. But we're still going to have some fun with this. Remember, we got a small block Chevy. We got some good AC in here. And we got a 700 R4 transmission. Dakota digital dash, showing all the important things. Acceleration to it. Power steering in this, so it can get a little squirrely, like rope steering at times, but it's not bad. Let's get this Ford back to the shop. As you've seen in the previous segments, this 1934 Ford Phaeton street rod has a lot to offer. Yeah, there's some things that are outdated, but take a look at everything else. We got a small block Chevy paired with a overdrive automatic transmission. We have AC. We got comfortable seats on it. Fire suppression, not only to keep you and passengers safe, but also to protect your investment. Overall, this is a car that you can get in and enjoy now. Prices listed in the description above. Should you have any additional questions, feel free to either email us or call us. More pictures can be seen on our website at www.route65salesandclassics.com. Remember, this one does qualify for collector car financing, and it qualifies for a collector car warranty. I want to thank you again for viewing this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can see other cars that we have available for sale.